Welcome to Huntington, West Virginia and Jones C. Edwards Stadium, home to the thundering herd of Marshall and one of the toughest places to play in all of college football. We have a top 25 class between two of the best teams in the sport and both hoping to enhance their postseason resume. As we'll see, the number 16 team in the country, the Fresno State Bulldogs, taking on the winners of 6 straight, the Marshall Thundering Herd. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Fresno State will kick it off, and we will be underway. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Offense set on first down. Handoff from the gun. Running with power. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
3rd and short now. They snap it from their own 46. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. He rifles one deep down the middle. Fires into a world of traffic, and it's picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
And I know this defense statistically hasn't been one of the best against the pass this year, but they have had some guys banged up. They believe they've got difference makers on the back end that just need to make more plays. That DB right there is one of those guys, and he does it here on the opening drive, getting a huge interception.
Punches ahead, they'll give him a yard to the 13.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. They couldn't connect on 2nd down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to throw deep right side. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
Know where the ball is going. Defensive players don't. Great job by the DB adjusting to the football, seeing it, playing the wide receiver, and making sure he can't catch the football.
He'll haul it in right around the logo. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Line gets set, 1st down. Give to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Davis will throw. Unloads to the wideout. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down.
Man, this quarterback is living dangerously right now, guys. Of course, we're only in the first quarter. This guy's already thrown 1 pick. He should have thrown his 2nd right there.
Marshall will be forced to punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Fresno State takes over, and the offense will go back to work. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
They'll try the run. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 27. They'll try to get the first through the air. Throws to the tight end. Finds a man in the middle. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40.
I know we're a long way up here in the booth, but guys, y'all remember that ball you could throw that whistled? That thing was whistling. It had so many RPMs on it.
Gonna run it. It's Parker. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. A little screen to the running back.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. Did a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting him the football, letting him get some positive yards.
Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a 3rd down stop. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
They'll run it from the gun. He's just outside the 20-yard line, stopped at the 21 after a pickup of 6.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm now. They're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
He's back to throw on 2nd down. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Touchdown, Fresno State.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they finish things off with a 21-yard touchdown pass. They're just about ready to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made. The Marshall offense makes its way back onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, Davey. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing.
Oh, what a grab by the defense. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. Trying to impose their will on the ground as he stopped after a 5-yard pickup to the 33.
And after a successful run like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on second, you only have a short amount of yards to go here on third.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Trying to get the edge on the right. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Fresno State 7, Marshall 0.
Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab, and he will score! Touchdown, Fresno State!
Fresno State.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Marshall takes over the ball, the thundering herd offense coming out. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 4...
All kinds of running room. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line.
Hey, listen, explosive plays comes in all different shapes and sizes. That time they attack the outside to the left on the ground, and that is a momentum-shifting play.
They know they have a huge advantage there. I expect them to go right back to it.
And what do you do now if you're on defense? You got to be expecting that they're going to try and tack that side of the field, maybe in the same way, maybe on this next play right here.
Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, and makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
Trying to surprise him with the pass. Looking deep. And he's got it inside the 15-yard line. Touchdown, Thundering Herd! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. After the score, we'll see if that breathes a little fire into them.
And you see it all the time, right? You get that score, you get that energy, the crowd gets involved, and the defense got to get out and get you a stop. But this was step 1 in getting them back in the ballgame.
The AT unit on the field. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. UTSA is currently ahead in this one inside a jam-packed Alamo Dome, but they've struggled to really pull away. They're up by 7 over Memphis. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Trying to get the corner. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
This linebacker, because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They'll give it to the back. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29.
Listen, I know that's not a huge gain, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth-quarter game.
Ball spotted at the 29. Here they come on 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the right. A strike downfield. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. And the Bulldogs with the 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Fires to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Wonder if they'll throw it again after the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 49. Give to the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And how fast did they get in there and make that tackle for a loss? If you blinked, you missed it. Nice job by the defense getting penetration. Everybody up near the line of scrimmage, shooting the gaps quick, getting in the backfield, getting the guy in the ground.
On 3rd down, going up top. Looking for his man. Connection to the right. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
And that's just inexcusable if you're on defense there, man. 3rd and long, you've worked so hard to get to that point, right? To put yourself in position to come off the field, and you're going to allow a check down throw to the running back to go pick up that first. Man, that's going to drive this defensive coordinator crazy.
Strong run, picks up 6 down to the 22-yard line.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get 1st downs, and ultimately get some points.
And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
Now down to the 12-yard line. It's 1st down. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all right after the catch. So pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Makes the catch. And he was thinking 6, but that D knocks him down at the 2. That's exactly what they told us they wanted to limit. Yards after the catch, and it pays off on this play.
And especially in these situations in 3rd down when you know the ball's going to come out fast, understanding that, breaking on the football, going, making the tackle, and forcing the 4th down.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Touchdown.
That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out, start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
Marshall, 7.
You'll call for the fair catch here. Marshall offense makes its way back onto the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
He finally goes out of bounds after the explosive play, but now the question is, did the official see something to bring it back? The offense lining up for a first down play. Quarterback will audible. Davis looking to pass. Unloads to the wideout. And here's the third interception of the night. Got room on the return. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
How about the athletic ability by the big fella? You know, you got those big linebackers in there used to taking on fullbacks and offensive linemen the whole game. He understands for passing situations. I'm getting drops. I'm getting deep in my drops, playing the quarterback's eyes, breaking on the football, making the INT. What an athlete.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. Oh, he makes the catch. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Fresno State.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking to throw on second down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
They'll snap it from the gun on third down. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Can't make the connection. Incomplete pass, and 1 second remains.
And I like the aggressiveness on third and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's fourth and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Second half just about ready to go, and Marshall will kick it off. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. He lofts one down the sideline. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, passing.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And that pass is caught at the 25. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5.
And you can see the defensive coordinator so upset after that play because everybody on his side is thinking it's going to be a run on 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the 50, but you need guys in the back end to just step up in that situation. If they throw the football, someone's got to make a play. You couldn't get it done, and now you've got 1st and goal in your own end.
A 1st down run on the doorstep. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Fresno State. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here this Week 11 performance.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. UTSA has been blitzed from the opening kick, and as you can see, the score right now is a lot to a little. They're trailing by 14 to Memphis. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Marshall takes over the ball, the Thundering Herd offense coming out. He'll start this drive firing. He rifles one deep to the left. And it's his 4th interception of the game. He'll go out of bounds, but he gets the ball back, takes it the other way, and he has created a great sudden change opportunity.
That's number 2. That's a good year for a lot of people. What a day. Having 2 interceptions already. I might try my hand on the other guy. This guy is not somebody I want to mess with.
Excellent field position here for the offense. From the gun, running back gets to give. Defense holds their ground, pickup of a yard. It's at the 26. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They try to pop a run on the draw.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you some spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right, things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
And they'll send out the field goal unit. It is perfect. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
You've got to make the opponent pay for turning the football over. And while this team would have liked to have scored a touchdown off that pick, I think they're pretty happy getting a field goal.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And he is brought down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Quarterback by himself in the backfield. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. With jet sweep pass. Hammers his way across the 10, picks up 4 to the 11.
At the 11-yard line. 2nd down coming up.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Davis will throw. Forced out of the pocket. And it'll be incomplete. He got on the move trying to make something happen, but just couldn't find a man.
The quarterback and receiver just not on the same page on that last play. Timing has got to be so critical, especially when you're throwing the perimeter of the field, and they just didn't have it there.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Gets rid of it. Got his man on the right. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Marshall quick to the line.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating explosive play.
Takes the easy completion. At the 40, there he goes. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself open. Nice job between those two.
Got it! He stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it first and goal from the 1.
Great job by the quarterback throwing against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes. And
he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Marshall!
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
They'll go with a direct snap. He gets in there for the two-point conversion, and now we have a two-possession game. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Fresno State takes over, and the offense will go back to work. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play call.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here, David.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute a little bit better in the red zone. There's no need to panic. We're moving the football, and we got the lead.
Bulls his way forward. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
Fresno State 31, Marshall
15. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He's looking to throw. And he makes the catch, but he can't stay in bounds. That'll be incomplete.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds, and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, wants to pass. He's taking the shot. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass?
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
And it'll be down right there. Marshall offense makes its way back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you hear all these stupid commentators like...
And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Touchdown, Bulldogs! And the beatdown has ensued. They add on another score, and now that record so close to going to 8-1 on the season. And he tacks on the extra point. A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
Marshall takes over the ball, the Thundering Herd offense coming out. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
Davis looking to pass. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one. They've been able to do that, and as a result, they haven't allowed 200 passing yards in this game.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And this veteran quarterback just overshot his man that time.
The offense came into this game knowing that for them to win, they were going to have to make some big plays throwing the football. That just has not been the case. Here in the fourth quarter, they've been held to less than 200 passing yards, and that's really the story of the game, guys.
Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. Quarterback checking the play. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Dumps it to the back. Makes a grab enough for the first. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. Marshall back at it with another 1st and 10. He wants to throw. He fires one deep down the right side. And he'll pull it in inside the 20.
You know, as the head coach of this team, this is one positive you're going to take away from this game, is that your players don't quit, and they're still willing to fight. There's obviously a lot of things they've got to iron out offensively, and we've seen that today. But I do love the grit they're showing here late, still trying to make plays.
Marshall looking for the score on 1st and goal. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3.
And that's just an example of the defense having a better play call than you have on offense. I like the creativity offensively, but how about the defense having their cornerback in position to make the play?
Davis will throw. Feeling some heat. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on 3rd down.
At this point of the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, you know if you're this offense, you're dialing up this running back, man. He has been a scoring machine all season long. He just finds his way into the end zone, and this is a golden opportunity to put 6 up on the board with that guy in your backfield.
A field goal does not top the list of most helpful things at this juncture, so they'll go for it on 4th down. Wide receiver shows motion. He'll set up to throw. Looking for the score. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Herd!
The great thing about spreading a defense out, I can see where the blitz is coming from. I can see where they're weak. I can see my matchups. Nice job by the offense, spreading them out, taking advantage of their matchup, and getting in for the score.
From the gun. Release to the back. He's got it. 2-point conversion is good. Just a couple of possessions down, so there is some hope. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Trying to impose their will on the ground as he stopped after a 5-yard pickup to the 33.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you. Right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. The give to the tailback. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They probably feel good about their field goal chances from the 29, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's 1st down at the 27. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. To the ground with the back. That'll be a gain of about 7. Leaves him with 3rd and 3. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. A manageable distance on 3rd down as they try to convert from the 20. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Didn't get much, picked up a yard, and that will leave them with 4th and 2.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get them out of a spot.
And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And that will extend their lead even further. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Oh, my goodness, he's still moving. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. The Marshall offense makes its way back onto the field. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be moving forward.
Davis looking to pass. Now he's going to break the pocket. Turns it loose. Got his man all by himself. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line.
Man, it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
Got him, and nobody's close. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Looking to move it through the air. Unleashes one deep. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
Well, trailing this much in the fourth quarter, the offense is looking for an explosive play to try to ignite them and get them back in this one, but nothing doing. Nice job in coverage.
And after this play, the cake will be baked.
Get set, get set.
Wants to fire on second down. Going for it all. And the pass will be incomplete, looking for a little window dressing at the end, but the ball game is over. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job by this team being ready, getting the W.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.